back to the book. Oh, hi there, ladies and gentlemen. 'Tis I, Michael A. Grimm, aka the Multi-Voice. I have many voices, but one opinion, and it's back to the Planetary. But this, I'm almost done with it. I just got two more reviews from this book, and I'll be completely done, folks. So let's pick up where we left off, ladies and gentlemen. Since Elijah Snow was pissed off over what the Four have done and pretty much ruined everything, and even remembered what the Four had done to Elijah Snow, now this one's going to take place in this one's going to be. This one will be issue 19 called Mystery in Time. And it all started when they discover this huge space beacon floating around in space. Which I have to say, it kind of makes me think of 2001: A Space Odyssey. Meanwhile, in this country called Sabura, we have Elijah Snow and Jaquita Wagner, his daughter, and of course, the drummer. And they contacted their set administrator, who goes by the name of Dr. Kowalo. And he was the one who contacted them about the beacon they found in space. And of course, drummer here, he said it kind of reminds him of 2001: A Space Odyssey, and even trying to mention how many times he had nightmares of HAL 9000 trying to have sex with him. Gosh, that there is a nightmare right there. Imagine drummer seeing HAL 9000 have mechanical hands and started grabbing him, and drummer says, "Get your hands off me!" "I'm afraid I can't do that, drummer." I always like doing the HAL 9000 joke, like, "Hey, Hal, open that door." "I'm afraid I can't do that, Dave." "Why?" "You're better to be staying right here." "Well, open that door, and that's an order." "I'm afraid I can't do that, Dave." "And stop calling me Dave." "I'm afraid I can't do that, Dave." Ugh, he's good, I give him that. But anyway, Elijah Snow knew about the beacon, and he decided to release their alien team members, who calls himself the Angels. And it's pretty obvious why they're called the Angels, because they always look kind of angelic, except they're alien. And one thing about these species, they're pretty much observers. And whatever they find in the space, they'll record it and send it to the Planetary to know what they have witnessed. Now, Chiquita didn't even know that they had dealt with aliens before. And she even asked Elijah Snow, how many aliens have they encountered? And Elijah said 19. "What? 19? Oh, I get it. So they're going to be like the Men in Black, keep everything hush hush." "We are the Men in Black, Men in Black, Galaxy Defenders." But anyway, they have decided to take these angels into their ship, which their ship looks a lot like this. And drummer thought that he thinks he might be high, or the ship itself must be either eating and crapping at the same time, but actually that's what it does when it takes off in the sky. Now, of course, drummer and Jaquita starts talking amongst each other until their ship went close to that beacon, and the angels took off. Now the Planetary, he asked the doctor if he didn't lose a signal, and he said no. Just take it a while for it to get started. And now this whatever these angels sees, it's on the screen. And all they see in that beacon is its own world. Shows that it has life going on in that beacon. It has a giant throne and bald, hairless humanoids running about. And there they witness that throne used to belong to this giant here laying inside the beacon in the ground. But the strange thing is that just like life on the on reality, this giant is definitely decomposing, except the one that's sort of taking bits of his body are actually life in the beacon. The bald humanoids, a bunch of crows, and a bunch of ape-like creatures taking meat out of his mouth. Dogs eating his fingers until they're skulls. Kind of gross. And then all of a sudden they have an alert. Another ship showed up, and it belongs to the Four. And Elijah Snow figured out who it is. It's none other than Jacob Green. Now, to issue number 20, name Renzavos. Here, we have this mysterious fella that I mentioned in the last issue. Right now, he's wearing a space suit and walking his way inside of that beacon. Now, the Planetary decided to warn the angels, let them know that he's coming. But the angels, they've been observing some of the life around them, and they've been noticing that there's like giant the stalactites that are hives for human insects. I mean, humanoid insects. But they did tell the angels that they need to go. And much of their surprise, they didn't know that these angels can fly so fast that they're like jets. I mean, they're like even the doctor himself was surprised. They went to Mark 1 to Mark 2. And after they pass through the giant throne, that's when they see all these bald, hairless humanoids that looks human running everywhere. And that's when they found the space suit, and they see claw marks on some of the rocks and big footsteps. Tearing down trees everywhere he go, tearing down houses belong to these natives, until all of a sudden one of those natives run towards Jacob Green and he says, "Get out my way!" And then he snapped his neck with his bare hands. And here, that's when we see one and only, the member of the Four, the Ben Grimm of the Fours, who is like evil, none other than Jacob Green. I guess Jacob Green, just like Ben Grimm, aka the Thing, he's supposed to be like the muscle, the big guns of the group. But unlike the other members of the Four that looks human, he's the only one who looks like a giant rock monster. And I bet he pretty hates it, just like how Ben Grimm is. I mean, Ben Grimm hates being the Thing. So now, since Jacob Green is in it, they can be able to stop him. They decided to tell the angels that they need to detonate themselves so they can blow up the beacon along with Jacob Green. So the Angels got their ship ready, and then actually the ship itself escaped from the beacon while the beacon itself exploded. Now they don't now after that they are not getting any feedbacks lately, but they did got the message from the Angels. And the message from them is thank you. Well, at least one of the members of the four is gone now. And of course, Chiquita is pissed off, kicking one of the machines with her legs, destroying it. And here ends 20 issue number 20. And now and since now of course they didn't completely kill Jacob Green, but he is trapped in space in the vacuum of space. He can't go anywhere near Earth, or so he's pretty much trapped floating around in the vacuum of space. Hard to say if he is alive or not. But now Jacob decided to go see a witch, and that leads to issue number 2021 called Death, Manic, and Telemetry. And it takes place in New York in Greenwich Valley, where Elijah Snow knocks on the door and opens this woman who goes by the name of Militia. Her name is Militia. Now she may look like a witch, and even though some people call her a shaman, she preferred to be called a scientist. So he welcomed Elijah Snow into her place, and then she put her fingernail in this cup, sort of a liquid substance, and even telling that she preferred to be called a scientist. And while Elijah took a sip of her tea, the liquid substance from the tea that she scooped up with her nail started forming symbols like a circle and then a tic-tac-toe thing, and even started telling him that life itself is different, how space is, and of course the snowflake, and even went back in the time when Elijah Snow went to Kazakhstan to meet that secret agent, and even talk about life itself forming plants. And of course, there is even a hieroglyphic picture that looks very similar to her. Now, of course, I can tell that liquid substance that she gave him probably made him hallucinate. He looks into her eyes, and her eyes look like green flowers. And he sees himself delving into the flowers, and now he's walking on water. And some of these water starts forming orbs with purple polka dots, and purple polka dots starts shooting smoke out of itself while they're surrounding him. And then he walks into this weird big black dot, and everything's starting to go black. And then when he wakes up, he shatters the flower that he thought he's in, and now he wakes up, and even she asks him, "It's a strange world, isn't it?" And she said, "You can leave now." So Elijah Snow got up and left and walked away. And that's it for issue 19, 20, and 21. So now, this is what remains of the Planetary for now, but the next one's going to have a little more to it, I assure you. So for any of you who likes these issues so far, please leave a comment down below, hit like and subscribe for more. And as for the next review, we'll see what's going to be next. Anyway, I'm the Multi-Voice Reviewer. I remember so I can jog your memory.